In the world. I'm good. Let's do it.
We are back. Fuel Up Podcast. We missed a week because it was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It was my birthday.
Oh,
so
happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. Happy belated both.
So I had to take a little break, but we came back with a bang, I feel. We had to come back.
Today's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a real car podcast, I'd like to call it.
Which hasn't been done in about like 5 weeks maybe.
Yeah, we've had like chefs and like all random like guys that are not car guys. So we're like, we have to come back with one real car guy. So introduce yourself, camera 2. This is camera 2.
Jason Balaze.
There you go. What do you do, Jason?
I'm regional sales representative for Liquimoly, motor oils, and additives.
There you go. You guys don't know about Liquimoly? I use it in my car. The best
Mine
oil.
as well.
We've been using it for how long, actually?
Since I've been driving. So I mean, I've been driving since 2013. Changed my own oil since like 15. So
Nice.
let's say like since 2015.
Nice.
Due to
You have it in the Mustang?
yeah, of course.
There you go. Wow,
Yeah. Even an American car, I have Liquimoly
Exactly.
inside.
There you go.
You know, and I'm gonna say, guys, that's the first thing. A lot of the guys are like, "Yeah, this is only for German cars." We have for everything, everything,
We could even for
everything. I got your
Japanese.
Toyota 016, not a problem. We're ready to roll. Like, we got full line.
Honestly, and the reason why we have him here also, the product speaks for itself. The first time I think we met each other, I was working at a performance shop.
Yeah, I remember.
Met,
Yeah,
He walked in, and whatever, we just kicked it off. We started talking, car guys, you know how it is, start talking about cars, and we just kicked it off. But then, explaining me the Liquimoly product, I never looked back. I don't know. Every time, from my first oil change with that oil, I found my valves were quieter. Everything was quiet. Everything was just smoother and better. And I think what the hell were we putting before that? Mobile 1?
Mobile 1
Mobile 1?
Mm-hmm.
or Pennzoil.
Okay, no, I never put Pennzoil.
The first time I used it was in my dad's E-Class. He had
Oh, yeah.
He still has it now, a 2010 E350, and the valves were like
Full
making
body,
like
the
a
full body, right?
like a
And the
pre
valves were
facelift. They were
loud,
like
yeah.
yep.
we put 540, I think, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, it was
in a
540
Benz.
at light slow.
Even for my dad to say he was surprised.
Yeah, it
means
takes a lot.
something, yeah.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to convert an old guy.
He's
Older
been,
guy.
he's
I
been
get
getting oil changes.
I
He's worked
100%.
on cars since like since he's
older
15,
gentlemen, they
18
got
years old.
they're set with their ways usually.
Italians
so
especially, you know,
exactly.
they had
Oh yeah,
the
there you
hard,
go. There you go. Yeah, a lot of guys who try Liquimoly, they'll obviously hear, sometimes, and especially when you know your own car, you're used to those little sounds it makes every time you
100%.
start it on a cold start in the morning. But also oil consumption. A lot of the guys are like, hey, they pull on dipsticks after 5,000 clicks. They're like, oh my god, my car didn't burn any oil or virtually
that too.
nothing.
It's
Where
true.
before, like, oh my god, I used to have that at a liter. Like, wow,
You're right. All like the 2 liter turbos and all that from like Audi and
Exactly.
Volks, they
Those
used to
are
burn.
renowned.
It's true.
On my GTI, burnt oil
I don't
on
burn
the
much.
So I had a 2018 GTI, bought it brand new.
Yeah, 2
And
liter.
they had the Volkswagen, I guess, whatever oil they put at the
What is
factory.
it, Castrol from factory?
Yeah.
That is Castrol.
Back in the day.
Castrol? Yeah,
so
because
they,
the
so they
Cats was
switched over. They're
Castrol.
doing Mobile One now, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I saw that.
so that's just a price war at the end of the day. Who's going to give
Whoever
the
gives the
cheapest-
most
exactly.
money.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
it.
Well,
They
the
get the
Cats
logo
is
on the cap.
Castrol.
That's
on
the point.
On the
It's
Volkswagen.
Yeah, they just
oil
switched
cap.
over to Mobile One now. I think for 2020. So
It's just whoever pays the most to have that
Most, yeah.
logo on the cap.
Well, between 0 and 8,000 kilometers, because my interval was always 8K, and I was actually missing a good chunk of oil, like seriously speaking, like from the factory. Like after drive, the car's brand new, so I assume it burned.
Maybe the
a
guy
little
didn't
bit
check
more,
it too.
oil or whatever.
You know how it is there when a new
But,
car, maybe the guy didn't check the oil. So
From 8,000 to 33,000 when I sold it a month ago, I was just using Liquimoly inside, and it didn't burn any oil. So
nice.
and for that engine not to burn any oil, I was pretty surprised.
Yeah.
Me too. That's what I just.
There you go. So the quality's there. It's fun because it speaks for itself. A lot of people are like, yeah, Liquimoly. So it's a bit more money. Like, why? Why would I pay?
It's not even that much
It's
more
not
Get
expensive.
what you
though.
pay for in
Yeah, but
life.
it's not that much more.
No,
like,
it isn't.
I don't
it isn't.
find it
We're
expensive.
talking a couple of pennies on the dollar here. Like, seriously.
Like I find expensive is what's it called? Royal Purple.
Royal purple.
That's
Yeah,
expensive.
but even that,
I
because if
find
you
it
do
expensive, and
Castrol
it's not
Edge,
Thank
gold
you.
bottle, let's say Castrol Edge
Oh,
gold,
yeah, the one
or
for that,
Pennzoil,
like,
Ultra, Euro Ultra, the price difference isn't that much more than the Liquimoly. I mean, the price difference, maybe the Liquimoly is more expensive, but
I don't even think.
Why,
so.
talking about a couple
Castrol.
dollars?
Honestly, if you do your homework right, you won't be paying much more. Honestly,
No.
if you pay more at the end of the day, right?
If you price
Especially if you're burning less oil, like you said too, like those type of engines and stuff, you're saving a liter every oil change every.
Especially when you're driving that GTI. Come on, you're telling me you're not going to put that foot to the floor every now and then.
Every time.
Exactly.
The car downpipe, full exhaust, and everything. It was modified.
There you go.
I got rid of it. Just.
Is it really worth saving a few pennies on the dollar?
But that's it. That's what I don't understand.
But it's the same thing that people put 91 octane inside their car. Like if the car recommends 91 octane and you're putting 87 because you want to save like the $4.
There's people that don't care.
If something happens to the engine and the warranty is void, to save $4 on a tank, you're gonna take the chance of.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. You're not getting the performance that the car could be giving you. Also, you know what I mean?
That's true. But so yeah, I was going back to how me and him met. So it was at a performance shop, and basically he used to take care of all the shows, right? He used to take care of all the big shows.
Yep.
So like you see on his hat, Eurokracy, we had the Eurokracy
which just passed
weekend.
this weekend, right?
Last weekend.
All the big shows, we used to call him. He used to help us. He used to get us tents, whatever, set up and stuff. Come and help. It was always. But you've been to a couple of the shows. Maybe you even seen him at a couple of the shows. Or even
I've never been to Eurokracy.
Yeah, but
I'm sure you're just gonna kill me that I've never been there, but
you never been once?
You're missing out, bro. No. You're definitely missing out.
One? You never been like with me just to see?
Really good show.
Really?
He told me to come this year, Sergio from.
Shout out to Sergio.
But I didn't get a chance this year to go.
For real, I never knew that you never went.
Never been.
I thought you'd been with me.
I heard it was insane.
Yeah, it's a good show. Honestly, I've done so many shows throughout my life.
Yeah,
I'd say my career, but my life. Realistically, I've done so many shows, and Eurokracy is something different. Like it's just realistically, we live here in Quebec, and when you live with French Canadians around you, well, they're always trying to surpass themselves, and when they do a show like that, like it's just total insanity. Like it's nothing sane about that. You know what I mean? It's just it's good. And this year with the COVID, a lot of people were like really worried of what's gonna happen there.
I thought we weren't gonna be able to do it, honestly.
Yeah, there was a lot of people worried. A lot of people backed out. Oh, we're not gonna do the booth this year. It's not gonna be a good show. COVID, it's gonna get canceled, and all this negativity. But at the end of the day, it was honestly for Liquimoly, especially, it was one of the better shows that we've had. First of all, we had the biggest booth we've ever had, and we were answering a lot of technical questions. So, a lot of people interested in finding out different, oil or additive questions and stuff like that were coming to see us, and we were able to answer them at the end of the day. And at, when they were only selling so many tickets a day online before the show, the guy was going there, bought his ticket online. He really wants to go. He doesn't want to miss it. So the true enthusiast was there, and it made for a different Eurokracy than usual. A little bit of less of the fiasco when you see like the burnout contest where there's thousands of people and it's total insanity. It wasn't that this year, but at the end of the day, it was an amazing show, and honestly, last weekend was amazing, awesome.
Oh yeah,
so I love Eurokracy. I love Eurokracy. That's all I gotta say.
What did you compare it as to? Like, let's say people that are listening from the States and stuff like that, right? Just H2O, right? Is their big.
Apparently, it was a disaster. H2O.
Yeah, but the H2O wasn't done there this year, no?
H2O is like blown out of proportion. Okay, now let's take one step back and look at H2O.
Yeah.
Because it's called H2O because it's a water-cooled Volkswagen show.
Sure,
You look at it now; it's not even a freaking car show anymore. It's just people going downtown, creating havoc and everything like that. Like, I don't know about that, to be honest with you.
It's not even Euros. Some of them, like you watch a lot of them.
Exactly,
and
it has nothing to do with a European car show or a Volkswagen car show at all anymore. So. I don't know. I got mixed emotions, honestly, about H2O. You know what I mean? Waterfest is also a really good show.
Waterfest too, man. It's true.
Been there off in Englishtown, New Jersey. They actually moved to a new track. I haven't been to their new event.
I was about to say them. They're on a track, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you got obviously drag racing. And it's like a high-end drag racing track where all the top fuels go. So like the quality of the track is really good. You got the show and shine. You got vendors. And you got, in a parking lot, solo racing. So you got all the cones set up, and the guys are racing through that. And I kind of like that because, some guy who might have built this car, like, really nice, who would not maybe want to go on a track where there's a bunch of walls everywhere. Well, he could actually go out and push it a little bit. And worst comes to worst, he drives over a cone. You know what I mean? So, I think it's a nice venue as well. But, you got to drive out about 8 hours.
It's far for us, for us.
8 hours away?
Yeah, and now with the borders closed, we're not going to be going to that anytime soon, unfortunately. But yeah.
Well, that's why Eurokracy, I think they did it here. No, didn't they do it somewhere in Canada this year?
Oh, they did it.
Not Eurokracy, sorry.
H2O.
H2O, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was this weekend, actually. It's I guess people are probably, I'll have a headache out there this morning from that yesterday.
They had one in Canada. I'm pretty sure they had it in Canada. They didn't do it at the regular.
Well, usually goes to Ocean City, right?
Yeah.
So they did Ocean City. That was this weekend as well. I don't know if you saw like Facebook stuff.
Did you see all the cars getting towed and shit.
Yeah,
like
police were stopping cars
crazy.
even if you weren't doing
That's
anything.
why I would never go. I would never go just because of that. Because people are stupid, like he said. So the cops are ready for it. And now, whatever car you see,
they pulled over.
Yeah, for
the thing
sure.
Is, can they pull you over without you doing anything? Well, they could pull over
the
for
car's
illegal
illegal.
modifications.
The car's illegal. You see,
Okay.
the cars are getting pulled over. All these guys on static, slammed to the floor with the negative camber, and it's all that.
Yeah, and that's another whole that negative camber thing is a whole other conversation, bro.
It's another thing. It drives me crazy. That whole.
I assume you're not a fan of the negative camber.
No, look at his builds. Look at his builds.
Come on, like you know what sucks about something like that is you got some guy driving his let's just say Hyundai, I don't know what car that they has, you know, whatever, slammed to the ground. The wheels are at a 45-degree angle in the back, and then because the guys like that, they pass laws with the hella flush and the this and that, and then they get task forces out. Yeah. And then you got a guy who's like running a good set of coilovers with big brakes, a good set of wheels, and then he gets pulled over and, oh, you got coilovers, you're not legit anymore. It's like, wait a minute, like there's a fine line here. We're trying to get rid of the cars that are unsafe, not the car that's more safe because you got better suspension and better braking and better tires and stuff 100%. Like that. So there's a fine line where it's been a little bit of a mix-up over here.
True, because of that.
Yeah, and you know that's and if the guy wants to run his car like that, you know what I mean, and he wants to bring this car and trailer to the car show and he thinks it's cool, I have no problem with that. But the fact that you're driving around on our roads and then everybody's paying for it, that's where I think it's a little bit of a problem.
I never even thought of that. Point, yeah. You remember my S4 that I had before?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I got stopped, like you said.
Yep.
And I got destroyed because my car was lowered. I had wider wheels, whatever, I had 10-inch wheels, but they were still flush inside. Yep. I had everything to spec, and I got stopped, and I got 5 tickets just because, like you said, the guy didn't know, first of all, what he was talking about. Funny story. You want to laugh? He goes, I'm going to check your exhaust to see if it's illegal. So, you know, I'm a mechanic, so I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, let's see this. Let's see. I go, okay, check it. I go, check it. Do what you have to do. He checks it. How he checked it, goes to my exhaust tips, measures the size of my exhaust tip. Yeah, this is illegal. I started laughing.
Have you seen a new 8 exhaust tips?
I look at it, and I'm filming it. I am like, you just want me in my case. I go, keep going. I go, please, this is funny. The guy, the other one, all your 2 tips are a bit too big. They're 4-inch. I go, sure, I can have a tip the size of my head, and it's not going to change anything. What do you mean? Then he looks under my car. Yeah, your car's lowered. I go, okay, explain to me how you could tell my car's lowered. Couldn't explain anything. He didn't know nothing. He goes, oh, the springs are red. I go, and? I go, I could have spray painted them red. I go, it's a sports car. It's not like that. What do you mean? The guy was trying everything. Oh, your tire size isn't good. Your disc isn't good. But you could tell, like you said, the hella flush shit. And I'm like, and then I didn't pay any tickets because I want everything. I went to inspection. The guy's like, your car is like,
at least there's a good ending to that story.
You know what I mean? the freaking car was in great condition. Like you said, the brakes, everything. I have a better suspension. The tires, I had P0 spec for Gallardo. Like, I had amazing shit on that car. Those guys were just out, like you said, looking for a kid that had a modified car, which was hella flush. It's true, I didn't think of that.
But they're not trained properly, and then the Good Samaritan, who is a car enthusiast, ends up paying for it. So, 100%. You know, at the end of the day, you want to have your wheels at a 45-degree angle and have your car unsafe, and you think it's cool, and that's what it is. You want to have your car that slammed and stuff like that. Cool, it's all good. Just take it, put it on the trailer, bring it to the car show. You know what I mean? Don't make us pay for it all. You know what I mean?
It's even dangerous, man. Like, it can't be safe.
Well,
driving on the highway with that, like you hit a big bump.
Yeah, you used to sell tires. You know exactly
I
know.
Trust me, I know.
No, for sure.
It's crazy. And then the tires, like you said, when you see them, I freak out. I think I have a heart attack every time I see those cars. You freak out.
Yeah, one side of the tire is brand new.
Yeah, one side is like
the tire is all. You see the steel lining inside the tire.
Like you can't go too far at the end of the day.
And the guy's like, yeah, I came from I don't know where, and you're like, what? He's like, I have to go back after, and you're freaking out. Like, I'm not gonna take.
Finish.
Let me know when you leave, so I don't leave at the same time as you. Like it's really, like that.
It's crazy.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah, man.
How long you been?
That was my next question.
Your work with Liquimoly and.
How did it start? How did it start? That's what I want to know, because I never asked you that.
Okay, so I've been in the car business since I've been, basically almost my whole life since you could work. You know, I was valet parking cars when I was young. That was my first car-related job.
Me too.
You know what I mean? So I was the Sheraton, so I got a chance to
so you got
rip around in
crazy
some serious
cars.
Whips. That was pretty cool for sure. Dream job when you're 16,
sure,
17 years old. You know, and after that, I was a delivery guy in an auto parts store. I was doing like part-time job, you know, while you're in school. And that's where I actually learned about all the different brands. And obviously, I already had my GTI 16 valve back then. So I was obviously a VW guy. And long story short, I learned about all the different distributors like you work for now. And and then I was kind of infatuated by the fact that they had all these wicked brands. So I actually applied to work there. I ended up working there for a little bit. And then I worked for an automotive distributor for 17 years where we were selling Liquimoly. And that's when I first started using it in my car, I saw right away a difference, right away, instant difference in sound as soon as I swapped over right away. I was like, wow, this stuff is awesome. So I became a true fan. I was selling it, and honestly, I was one of the better salesmen.
I think honestly, that's how all the shops end up doing it. Like he came to us, let's say.
Yeah, you try it once. And
no, but that's it. He said, just try it.
You got to try it. If you don't try it, you don't know.
But he wasn't pushy. He just said, just try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's it. But you try it, and you're like, you see it. Like you said. Let's say you tried it for the first time on your dad's car. The valves were quieter, everything.
Even my dad was like, wow, I was like, it actually made a difference. I'm like, Jesus, like for him to tell me this is like.
And then after, remember your dad used to come and see you to get the oil right away. That's it. You're right. It's true. You have to try that product, everything, even their additives and stuff. Like I remember you came and you showed us like a little demonstration. Ceratec, that stuff's insane. I used it on my '89, my Mustang and stuff. Yeah. Some stuff that you have is like.
Clean, I think. Right?
No, actually.
Ceratec is an anti-friction.
Crazy to see.
So it's something you add to your motor oil, all right? And what it actually does, it's a ceramic compound that bonds everything that's metal. So your goal is no more metal to metal. Like the metal to metal? You got your Ceratec in there between protecting it. So if you're going to look at your cylinder wall on your engine, with your naked eye, it looks perfect, right?
Yeah, but
it's amazing.
Microscope is all imperfections on it.
So it's filling in those imperfections. So if everything's nice and straight and smooth, there's less friction, which means there's less wear, there's less heat, better performance.
Less heat too. True.
Yeah. So there's the Ceratec will have that effect, and it also has a chemical effect as well on the oil, where it actually helps lower the friction on the oil side as well.
It's crazy, that stuff. I don't know if you ever saw it. It looks like milk almost.
No, I never saw it.
So when he came to demonstrate it to us, he told me like take in your hand and just like rub it in your hand, and you see it fills up the holes in your hand, like your finger in your fingerprint. Your finger becomes like smooth, like there's no grip. I remember I was freaking out. I was like, "What the hell?" And you see it like actually like in your pore, like everything. Yeah. It's really that's cool. Like
it's really really special.
I'll put it in my hand.
Especially, I feel like if you have like a car, like an older car, brand new car. It's not well.
You know what?
Cars actually.
As soon as it's broke in, you're good.
Yeah.
As soon as you're broke in, like this.
It's true. After those.
The first oil in any engine is going to be a break-in oil.
Yeah.
So there's special additives in there to help with the break-in. So as soon as you flush that out, then you're ready to go. You can actually treat it right away with Ceratec.
Man, I used that on at an '89 Fox body.
Oh yeah,
and I used it on that because I heard a lot of like
classic,
a lot of metal and like a lot of. And when I took the oil out the first time, it wasn't metal flakes, but you saw like just like little particles, like you said, things that fall off, things whatever.
The car is also 40
years
old. So
that had the whole Liquimoly treatment. Engine flushed it, and then I put the Liquimoly oil with the Ceratec. Fudge, man, what a difference! What a difference! It was like night and day. Nice. Honestly, and the shit that came out with the engine flush.
That's crazy, especially in an older engine like that. There's a lot of stuff.
Because
you change your oil, man. You're like it's in, it's out, and the engine, but there's a whole bunch of stuck inside. Yeah, it doesn't come out when you change your oil. It just stays there. So by putting the flush in, you're breaking down all those contaminants that are stuck there,
And if I remember correctly, if you let the engine run, right? You let it run while...
So you add it to your old oil, let it run for 10, 15 minutes max,
I remember.
And then you flush it out. And
it was black, man. It was disgusting.
And if you got like oil consumption, that's actually the step one, what you want to do for any oil consumption issue, because at the end of the day, often you're using a lower grade oil, or a person who had the vehicle before you had a lower grade oil, and then the rings, they all get all gummed up. They're not working properly. They're not nice and loose and free. And the pistons are not working properly. So just clean that up is already like a good step in the right direction on anybody with oil consumption.
Yeah. Well, even injector cleaner, valve cleaner, I've used them on all my cars, honestly. And they're like little. Remember, I think I've given you like little shooters.
Yeah, little steel containers there. With little
the shooters are for
so you can put it in your fuel tank.
The shooters are for the motorcycles, right?
Shooters are for motorcycles.
That too, by the way, they have a crazy line for moto and anything.
They have everything, even RVs, I think, too, and stuff, right?
We have full line, honestly. In Europe, the catalog's like literally like 2 inches thick.
Diesel.
We have agriculture, industrial, everything. So all that stuff is coming in slowly at the end of the day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the first step was actually all the power sports stuff. So motorcycle, ATV, UTV, etc. We're doing great with that right now.
I see a lot of the motorcycle stuff, like even advertisements and stuff, like even like the shooters and stuff. They're like really, really well done. Even though you see them in the bikes, like I forgot what I was watching. I think I saw it. Could it be like a commercial?
MotoGP maybe?
Yeah, it was MotoGP.
Because we sponsor MotoGP.
Yeah, and F1. And F1.
But you know what's even better about MotoGP on the motorcycle side? Listen to this. So they got MotoGP is Valentino Rossi, Marc Marquez, etc. Right? So those are all prototypes. So They could run whatever they want in there. It's everything. Even the oil is like a prototype. Like the oil that's in there is good for one session and it's done.
I didn't know that. Okay.
But long story short, when you go to Moto 2 is the
Lower class.
lower class.
Okay.
So they're all running Honda 600 engines now. Well, they all have
Is that
to
how
run.
it works? It's always the same. Like they all have to have the same.
Yep, and it's a lottery at the end of the day. It's like everyone.
I'm not into
Everybody
MotoGP
bids,
at
like
all.
the manufacturers bid.
All the 600cc engines that are there waiting for you, and there's a lottery. You pick a number. I get motor number 3 this week, and you grab that motor. So everyone, it's a spec series. They want it to be as equal as possible. And believe it or not, everyone has to run the same oil. And they did a bunch of tests and stuff like that. And Liquimoly, you know what I mean?
Surpassed everybody.
There you go.
Like
you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, every bike in Moto 2 runs Liquimoly. And since Liquimoly's been running as oil supplier for Moto 2, not one motor failure in Moto 2.
Not even
not one.
Wow.
And Moto 2 and Moto 3, by the way. So that's pretty impressive.
That's
when you
very
look at
impressive.
That, you know what I mean? Because those motors are getting beaten.
Well, yeah,
of course.
But not one engine failure. Think about it. That's pretty impressive.
That's very impressive. Honestly, like you don't hear that. There's people like, wow, that's crazy. Honestly.
Yeah.
But like I said, I see it all the time. A lot of motorcycle stuff. But now that's what I was even getting into. I see you guys are even in F1 a lot. Now.
F1 for sure. I was
Now
just
I
watching
see
the
it.
race this morning.
That's me too.
It's awesome.
That's like a ritual before the podcast. We all do it every Sunday.
Nice.
I wake up at 9ish, watch the race, and now today I was thinking of you. I saw them zooming by, and I saw Liquimoly. Freaking cool. Because when I started knowing Liquimoly, it's like no.
So they use Liquimoly in the F1 engines.
No, we're just sponsored. So
they don't actually
Formula One is just like
completely
MotoGP,
different.
the top of the top. They have prototype stuff. They're every week it could be different and stuff like that. Well, that's all the research development comes from. Right. So, and those are also oils that are good like for one session at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Do you have it in any of the cars? Do you know that?
Liquimoly, no.
No, okay. That would be crazy though.
Not in F1, but look, you look at every other oil manufacturer that sponsors F1, just because the logo's on the car doesn't mean it's in the engine.
Oh no, I know that. That I know.
None of those guys.
They're paying to get their name out and to show.
It's advertisement.
Yeah. None of those major oil manufacturers are making oils for that. They're all prototype.
So who makes the oil for these F1 cars? Like what? If you know.
To be honest with
you,
there's going to be a couple of guys that actually, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get into that specifically, but that's.
Oh yeah.
We're not part of F1. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not yet, anyways.
Well, hopefully soon, because that would be insane.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
Maybe we'll have less engine failure.
Was it the last? Is this the first year that you guys sponsored F1, or was it
Second
last year
year
too?
for F1.
It was
so
last year.
F1's
first, right?
really brand new for us at the end of the day.
Well, that's it. That's
we've been doing MotoGP for a long time. There was Triumph engines before. Never any engine failures when it was a Triumph engine either in Moto 2. And don't forget, like these guys are mandated in Moto 2 to use Liquimoly products. So we don't give it to them. They actually pay for it, believe it or not. We pay for the logos all the way around the racetrack, but they actually pay to buy the oil.
Makes sense.
And have to use Liquimoly. So that's pretty
nuts.
cool.
Cool.
It's nuts. But I was thinking of it this year, and I'm like, Liquimoly, I got the second time, right, that you guys sponsor F1.
Yep.
Like, when they don't even come this year. I go, you got screwed. I thought of you.
Telling me. But
I thought of you. I'm like, poor Jason.
Even with F1, but I don't even get a ticket.
For real?
Not even one ticket.
I was thinking, I'm like, your sponsor. I go, I'm for sure he'd be there. He'd be seeing.
Well, last year actually was pretty cool because we did something. We sponsor also a GT3 Cup team.
Okay.
It's Polycara Motorsports out of Oakville.
Okay.
And these guys have a bunch of dealerships. They use Liquimoly in their dealerships, which is epic. Even as a Porsche dealer, BMW dealer.
Wow.
So that's really epic, and that's the proof that we're good stuff, and that we're really approved by the OEMs because we are approved by Porsche, we are approved by BMW, by Volkswagen, by Jaguar Land Rover, even by Volvo, So
we have some random even some spec approvals that people come up to me. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, and I'm like, I deal with it every day. I'm like, wait. Check my stuff. I'm like, shit. Okay, we have it in this, like in an older, an older oil or something from but you have every spec for, like you said, it's crazy.
Full line stock.
Yeah, you guys have a wide range from 0W whatever until 10.
Yeah, even
from 016 to 1060.
Even AMG approved, M-Power approved, all that stuff, RS, all that stuff. They're approved from them. It's not
by the OEMs.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. That's that is an easy. If the original company is telling you.
You can use it.
It's because
good shit.
There you go. But long story short, F1 last year we sponsor Polycara Motorsport, so we did a thing because GT3 Cup was racing as with F1 as a support series, and honestly that was epic. We had We had a bunch of tickets we gave out to different customers and stuff like that. We had a bunch of guys come down, visit the pits. The guys were coming with their kids, sitting in the GT3 Cup car. And I got a chance to go to F1 because of that. I was taking care of that event for that. So that was pretty cool. But this year, I would have to buy my own ticket.
I was thinking, like, oh, poor guy, he didn't get to go. You missed the whole. You must be freaking pissed. But hey, this year with that stuff, everything is. We got to take whatever we could. Like you said, I was surprised that Eurokracy even was able to. I thought they were going to be able to. Remember when we were talking at the beginning?
Was the attendees like a lot this year, or was it less than last year?
For Eurokracy, obviously there was less people than last year because of COVID. They had limited tickets. You had to buy them online. And 2 days before Eurokracy, everything was sold out. Like, you had people waiting at the gate. Like, look, I need a ticket. I want to bring my girlfriend. I only have one ticket. Like, you know how it is. That's always going to happen at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, it was good. They were giving masks on the way in. Like, honestly, like 90% of the people. You have to give oh my god. 90% of the people we walk around were wearing a mask.
Well, why not? Like, just whatever.
You know, like, listen, are we having fun now? We're finally having a car event. Like, the first one of the year. Like, well, are we all excited to be here? Yes.
That's not fucking up.
Listen, just wear your mask. And,
exactly.
You know, the track was like, they hired iCar. Amazing. Those guys every year,
their tracks are always on point. I find
the track all cement.
Yeah.
It is, eh?
Yeah. Is there an old airport at the end of the day, right? It's right at the Mirabel Airport.
There's none of that sticky shit, right? You know what I'm talking about? The stuff that you spray on the floor? No, right?
They'll do that for the drag strip when they prep it for the top fuels. Yeah, they do it. Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
The actual racetrack won't have it.
No, not on the actual track.
No.
But like I was saying, iCar every year they learn about the years before, and this year they have like 40 security guys just walking around. Well, just putting your mask on, because we know the cops are here and they're walking around.
Well, they're waiting for a screw up.
They came, they were there. They're just waiting.
They're waiting for it.
And you know what? At the end of the day, props to everybody who came out to Eurokracy. Like, everybody had a massive respect, wearing masks, being respectful, like social distancing and stuff like that.
Well, that's why I think you were better off getting, like you said, the quality over the quantity. You know what I mean?
There you go. Because if you had like just about everybody in there, it would have become a total fiasco.
For sure, and people wouldn't be wearing masks.
And that's
how it is.
So
then the cops.
It was a good event. So props to iCar for the security. They did an amazing job.
iCar is really stepping it up. I really like. I like that track. That track is really even. I don't know. I just like the even there, like you said, they have time attack, time attack. Amazing. They have drifting too.
Yeah.
Drifting. Yeah. Did you ever go to that track? Did you race on that track?
Yeah, we do an event every year. So the car dealership I work for, we do like an AMG track event.
Yes.
So all the
new cars get shipped down there, and you guys
not all of them. So it's a dealer event. So the dealership actually does this. The manufacturer has no say.
Okay.
Doing this. Like, we do it for ourselves and for our customers, so that they could bring their AMG
cars.
It's
basically for that, right?
To the racetrack. We do bring our inventory, so we have like AMG GTRs, we have C63s, C43s, whatever, CLS 63 1 year, whatever, and we do like a full day event of just AMG cars, and on the iCar racetrack. And
how's the CLS on the track?
Let's just say it went on the track for a whole day, and the last one at 4 o'clock it came back and the brakes were on fire. Legitimately fire. There was actually flames coming out of the brakes.
Nice.
Does it have a carbon package? That?
No, it had steel brakes.
Steel brakes.
CLA 45, the all-wheel drive system didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So
CLA 45 is but it's Haldix. Okay. That's why.
Yeah, but that could be just a little something at the end of the day. Let's not say.
Well, the car was pushed the whole day.
Benz.
I love Mercedes-Benz. I'll never talk about it. I love it. I actually love Mercedes-Benz. Like I'm a diehard Mercedes-Benz fan. I love BMW 2s and Audis and Volkswagens. I have one. But the car that really like stood out to me, I guess, like doing the whole racetrack, is a C43.
Yeah.
But not the C43, not even C63.
Kept up, beat C63s.
Because of all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And GTRs and GTCs. The C43 was faster than the GTCs and GTRs.
Nice.
Reason being, I think,
because of all-wheel drive
system. Yeah.
Well, that's Mercedes. They have too much power in a rear-wheel drive.
The GTR was a little bit faster.
Of the Euro.
There you go.
The GTR was faster because of the rear steering and stuff. But the GTC couldn't. The C43 was a little bit faster.
I love that rear steering on that car.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Did you ever drive one of those cars?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh man, it's a cool car. It's a cool car. You're sitting on the back axle.
I gotta go to the dealership and try one out. But you know what? I can actually just imagine that ad. Lightly used demo car, always baby. 2 weeks before the brakes were on fire.
They're on fire. That's it. No.
We were about that CLS, man. I'm sorry, but it got a little bit destroyed. Even the C43s that were on that track, I never bought them.
Yeah, but for sure you swapped out the brakes right after. Yeah, for sure.
The tires were like bubbling. you know, because of the P0s when they become hot and stuff, they were bubbling, and the brakes were shot. So we changed everything, whatever. It's an expensive day. I have to.
Yeah, no kidding.
Think of it, though.
But you know, one thing about Mercedes, the sound.
Oh yeah, they have the sound. That's one thing I'll never take away from them.
Forget about it. Like I was in Dubai last
I saw
year,
that actually. I wrote it down here.
I had an E63.
Oh, what a car, eh?
Oh, that's one of my favorite cars, man.
So it's a rental, and I'd like to thank the big guy up in the sky for me to follow around that car. They had a full exhaust on the damn thing.
Yeah?
All week I just kept ripping through the city, like between the buildings with the windows down, you know? It's just like you get addicted.
Was it a newer one?
Pardon me?
It was a newer one?
Geez, it's got to be
They
almost...
have a full display in the front?
It's like almost brand new, honestly.
Yeah, okay,
it was like a year or two old, because you know rentals are always a year or two old, So it's pretty badass.
They have that as a rental.
Pretty badass.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They drive amazing. You know, 630 horsepower, those things.
Pardon me?
630 horsepower.
That's crazy,
They're insane. They rip.
It was a Ford, the sedan or the wagon?
No, sedan.
Sedan.
Yeah.
Wagon too is sick. I love that car. But that car, that's my Mercedes. That's my favorite Mercedes. But yeah, so traveling now, do you still travel? Well, we're not allowed, right? Or
to be honest with you, I was actually just planning a trip to go work with your colleague Andrew out in Halifax, and he's like, "Yeah, you should double check the laws here," and then we take a look.
Halifax is very
well, the whole maritime is blocked off.
So
they have like no cases.
Yeah, nothing.
So if we come in from Quebec, Ontario, BC, doesn't matter. If you fly in, they're gonna throw you in quarantine for 14 days. Yep. So I was like, okay, it looks like I'm not going to Halifax right away.
Yeah, because I take care of a lot of that area. I have a lot of clients in that area, and that's it. I was talking to them, and they were saying it's very strict, like very like you said, it's locked down. No, they're very but they barely have any cases.
Yeah, well, they're wise. They're wise in one way. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if they got no cases, what are you gonna see?
Exactly.
But you know, all those guys, we've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings and stuff with those guys.
For sure.
Doing a lot of product training over Zoom. Yeah. And you know, we're on the phone with these guys all the time. All these top shops, and you know, all my top shops I talk to at least like once every couple of months on the phone. I even all the way out there. So we stay close. When it's something new, we do a Zoom product training on it, so the guys are up to speed right away. And you know, that actual tool Zoom that we didn't have before, it actually just makes work so much easier now.
So much easier.
Like we do so many different events.
Well, just me. We've had how many trainings, man, where we worked since COVID? Like at least 10.
Yeah, 10, we did 15. One together.
Exactly. Out of just my computer, and you're on your computer. And
yeah,
you don't have to go crazy. Work more at home now compared to on the road? Or?
To be honest with you, I'm both 90% on the road. Yeah. You know, I always keep myself one office day, which is never enough. Like you get the most important stuff done in your background on the road. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not an office guy, man.
You prefer the road?
Oh yeah, man.
I can't do the desk that much. I
do what I have to do, and that's it. And you know, obviously. The bosses being German, they're really by the book. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm the only guy in Montreal, so he wants to see what I'm doing, and I get that. It's all good. You know what I mean?
For sure.
No complaints at all. Every business is like that. You know, they have their certain structure, and Liquimoly being German, of course, they're very structured in what they do, and it's the same. And that's the reason why the product is so good at the end of the day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I go to Germany and do a product training with those guys, and I say a joke, everyone just looks at me like.
What did I just say?
They're so exactly. Even when we do the training.
Man, I'm telling you, they're almost like robots at the end of the day. You know, they don't laugh at your jokes or anything like that. But let me tell you that. When it's time when you go to the lab and you start talking to those guys, you're like, oh my god, I get blown away. Like those guys are like, and the guy starts talking to you, you're like, hold on a second, go 3 steps back, repeat that again. Like they're really
Well, you can see the cars they make too, right? They're
the best.
The cars that come out of well, any product that comes out of Germany is pretty.
It's pretty simple. Every country has their special something. Do you agree with me? Okay, us it's probably maple syrup. You know, if you go to France, they got cheese and wine. Germany. You don't go there for the food, man. It's all about motorsport. Go there for, motorsport all the way. End of the story.
Like you said though, almost everything they build is always like they're very finicky. Like this is a German brand. Like everything is like I don't know, everything is done to perfection almost. Like they're very.
It's like over-engineered.
Yeah. When you buy something that's made in Germany, you could have peace of mind that you know you're getting something good for sure. Yeah.
Like even sometimes you don't even know that you don't even know the brand. It says made in Germany. You're like, okay, I'll stick to that one.
I'll trust it for a second.
Yeah, that's it. I'll trust it. It's true.
And it's and the fact there's so many German companies out there. On top of it, you being a part supplier would know. You know, you look at the company.
Oh
It's a German company. You open a box. It's made everywhere else in the world except for Germany. So, you know, Liquimoly, we're really, really proud of the fact that everything we do is 100% made in Germany. We got 2 factories in Germany. One in Germany. We make all our additives there. The corporate offices are there too. And after that, we got Louis, which we make where we blend all our oils.
All the oils.
So pretty impressive.
So everything is 100% made.
Everything's in Germany.
There's nothing.
Well, on their jug, whoever,
100%
whatever,
made,
when you see it, it's
whether
gonna
you're
say
buying oil to put in your Toyota, that's a 016. It's made in Germany.
It says it's made
or
in
you're
Germany.
buying Leitschlaf or most famous 5W40 for all the Euros. Germany. Everything's made in Germany.
You see it even
Speaking
written
of
on it.
5W40,
I'm listening.
I realize there's 2 different colored bottles.
Okay.
What's the difference? Like one has like a darker sticker. They're both blue, but one has a darker sticker. One has a light, like a black.
To answer this
I
every
think
day,
it's a
so
dark gray
I'll
sticker.
make it.
No, but just correct me. It's like a gray sticker, right? And then one of them is a
silver.
black sticker.
One's
I
a
think.
silver sticker, one's a black sticker
Yeah,
with
what's
red
the
stripes.
difference? Yeah, exactly.
So Synthol Premium is a product we've had forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
That's the black one or the gray one?
Synthol Premium is known by LM2041, the part number, because we sold
it's,
so many of that stuff. Synthol Premium is the black sticker.
Okay.
To answer your question. So we've been selling that for years and years and years. But just like anything else, your Mercedes, you know, 10 years ago is dated compared to the new one that comes out today. Everything's newer and better, or at least it's supposed to. Well, same thing with the oils. At the end of the day, there is evolution. So we had 2 options: to renew that oil or just create a whole new oil. And at the end of the day, with the 2-liter turbos that had oil consumption issues and stuff like that, there's a whole bunch of new approvals that were coming in. So the Germans went to work and created a whole new oil called the Leitschlaf High Tech. Leitschlaf is the latest and the
What
best.
does that mean? Do you know what that means?
Smooth running.
Oh, there you go. See, I never knew that.
There you go.
There you go. You see?
All right.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody who tries Leitschlaf falls in love with it.
That's all right. That's what happened to me.
Unbelievable.
The silver sticker
Silver
one.
sticker.
That's the one I made you try the first time.
So what happens is now we had 2 5W40s, okay? Now what do? We're going to homologate both, because don't forget, every oil that's homologated, which means we got to learn from Mercedes, Porsche, Volkswagen, etc., that costs a ton of money. It's not the actual piece of paper, but those guys are actually coming into our warehouses and stealing jug every now and then, and they're going back and they're testing it to make sure we're not cutting into corners.
For real?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So it's a ton of money. So we've decided to keep homologating Leitschlaf and not homologate Synthol Premium anymore. So Synthol Premium, a bad product? No, it was our number 1 product for years and years and years. And a lot of people still want to use that because they like it, and you know, why would I pay more for
some people
something
don't
else?
care
Like,
about
it's only a couple of bucks more. It's almost the same price
yeah.
at the end of the day. But sometimes the guy's putting it in a Mustang like you used to had, or F-150 or something like that. Like, why should I pay a couple of bucks more just to get the one that's approved when I don't even have a German car?
That's what I did.
So that's why we kept both for now, and to be honest with you, we still sell a ton of both.
So basically, the Leitschlaf is like the one that has all the updated specifications, everything that goes on, newer car, everything. So basically,
and the one that
it's 2295 for your
Yeah,
AMGs.
exactly,
It's like the latest
Everything.
840 Porsche.
And the other one is
stuff, right, or whatever it is.
Pardon me?
SN approved or something like that too. API, whatever.
API SN is the latest, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. And the other ones don't have all of them. So depends what you need it for. But usually I just sell the Leitschlaf. I just say it.
But let's say you take the black sticker one and you put that one. It's still
great. It's still a great product.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not the updated one, like up to now. Okay, I understand.
Like Leitschlaf is the updated version. So it is, honestly, it is a better product. I'm not going to tell you because the ad packs are totally different.
For sure.
So you're going to ask me, like, honestly, for a couple of bucks, you might as well get Leitschlaf, you know what I mean?
100%.
But, you know, a lot of people have been buying the product for years and years and years, and, like, we're not going to discontinue a part number, you know what I mean? Like, the guys are still buying it, so.
You still sell a lot of that?
Believe it or not,
really?
we do, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like local auto parts and stuff like that. Guys who really don't know too much about it, to be honest with you, or
just buy the.
Because most of my clients, let's say they're like, Euro, whatever, I just right away.
Yeah, but you deal with the European specialists.
Yeah,
so those guys are on point. Those guys are on point. They need to know
shit.
all these different things. We give those guys training.
And as soon as they say it's approved by Volks, Audi, this and that, boom.
That's what they want.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's what they want.
You know, a lot of those guys are.
You don't want comeback. People to come back and say, hey, would you put in my car? Now my car is running weird. At Liquimoly, you have the paper, like you guys send it to us, the paper saying, Volkswagen approved this and that. The guy shows them that. What do you want? It's approved for your car.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want. They want to be. In the end, these guys think of it. They're going to bed at night. They did how many oil changes a day, this and that. You don't want something shit or something that you're not sure of. Why? Because you saved
a couple of bucks.
A couple of dollars.
A couple of bucks.
But then again, there's those garages that, don't give a shit. And they're like, what oil you buying? And you say the name, and I'm like, okay, I've been in the game this long, and I don't know this name of oil.
Yeah.
And this guy's telling me I paid it $15 the 5 liter or $20 the 5 liter, and you're like, okay, stick with that oil. It's fine if you don't want my product. It's okay.
Yeah, there's a product for everybody at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know?
It's exactly that. Honestly, it's exactly that.
Clientele too.
Listen, you sell parts. You know that. You know the guy who buys the cheapest ball joint possible versus the good German one. And, and geez, we live in friggin' Montreal, Quebec, where all you do is you're driving and trying to avoid potholes all day. You know, like so. How does that make sense?
And the best part is not that it's like $100 more.
No, exactly.
You know, it is a couple dollars more. Like get the Febbies or the Blitzstein, whatever, anything, you know, the German part, you paid like a couple dollars more. Why wouldn't you do that? But like he said, everyone has their
Everybody
own.
has their own.
Everyone.
Yeah,
their own thing.
That's it. We have their own, man.
It's just that we're now in the same type of. You know, you're the Mercedes. I've been in German all my life. I was the Volkswagen mechanic before. You're Euro. Well, the same mentality. That's the difference. Is that other people that
when I call the thing, I want the best one possible.
Yeah, exactly. Calls me. I give me the best. I don't give a shit how much it is. This and that. That's it. That's what it is. I even wanted to ask you. I know you've had a lot of car builds in your life.
Yeah.
Can we go through them?
Oh my God, all my builds.
I don't know all of them. I know the recent ones.
Listen, the recent one is the Rabbit. We unveiled it at Eurokracy this weekend.
Did you see it?
The MK1.
Yeah.
Did you see that
the gray
shit?
color one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thanks, man.
You guys showed me pictures last year, right?
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah, I've been working on that forever, to be honest with you.
I remember you should show me that you were starting to do everything, like so throughout the winter. Remember, that's when I saw you last
exactly.
time.
Did you build it yourself?
Yeah, I built everything myself from beginning to the end. You know, I even did most of the body work. One of my best friends owns a body shop. So he was fortunate. I'm very fortunate to have a little spot where he kept me over there. You know, nights and weekends, I'd go sand away and this and that. And, you know, 6 months approximately at the body shop once it was all prepped. My buddy shot the paint for me. And
you got it as a shell or was it engine shell? Everything?
I actually bought it. It was a build that wasn't 100% finished. And,
okay. I don't know.
And it's like a good friend of mine, Mark. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He bought it off one of my buddies who bought it off another guy I knew. So I knew the history of the car. I really knew, and that's why I was interested. There was a lot of good stuff on that car. It was a good build. And then at the end of the day, you know, Mark was doing really good. He's got a machine shop. He had a bunch of cars. He kind of lost interest in that, and it wasn't 100% finished. He's like, listen, you know, you want to buy my Rabbit? I'm like, yeah, okay. So he made me a killer deal. And I picked it up, and, you know, I'm like, Mark, I'm going to build this. It's going to be next level build, I promise. And I think I'm pretty sure.
I think it's nice. I like it.
I think he's satisfied with that. He wants to buy it back. But but long story short, I didn't like the color of the car, and the paint wasn't to my liking. So I stripped down the whole car down to the shell, every bolt off, everything, every wire, and I redid the whole car from beginning to the end.
Use the same engine and everything that was already. It
was the same engine. The engine was built by Dan and HU TurboTech when it was his car. He built that for himself, and the engine had not really ran. So
what engine is inside?
So it's a 2-liter 16 valve.
Okay.
It's like a newer Gen 1
or? No, it's an older Gen 1. So it's something you'd find in like a 92 Passat or a 92 GTI 16 valve. So long story.
Not turbo, nothing, right?
No turbo, anything.
Nice.
And you know, it's a fully built engine. You know, it's.
I saw that picture with the ITBs.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, I love that shit, man.
So those are actually Weber carburetors. Yeah, it runs nice. That car's all about the sound. Like when I.
So there's Weber carbs on that.
Yeah.
What? I assume the sound it produces.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, dude.
Is it cam?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So it must be really aggressive.
How much horsepower is this car?
So, long story, this car, when I was 16 years old...
We're just hammering it.
Horsepower.
What was that? I don't understand, sorry.
Horsepower. How many horsepower does the car have?
Listen, it must have about 160 horse, but the car weighs nothing, you know?
Yeah, those cars aren't... you can't have too much horsepower.
And I wanted to build a car period correct at the end of the day. I didn't want to put like a newer engine in the build.
That's true, too.
I could have, but that's period correct.
I find that always... I don't know. I always found that better.
Because anybody could swap a VR in there and call it a day.
Everyone does that. That's what I like. That
engine is fully built. Like it's 2-liter block, 1.8 head, ported head, light and lifters, titanium valve springs and retainers. It's got the Tectonics cams, header exhaust.
That car must rev nice and come back down nice.
It revs. You can rev that to $7,000 all day long, and it's nice. It's nice, yeah. And then their carburetor is like just to get that adjusted. Like no one knows that anymore. That's like old technology, right? Yeah. So I have a good customer and a personal friend called Tech53. He does a lot of carburetors and stuff like that. All his race cars have that. So yeah, he's been helping me out quite a bit. I was there yesterday.
The carbs and that setup.
It's 100% reliable for sure. Yeah.
Because I never really you know me. I'm
Listen,
younger,
I
so
left
I never worked
Eurokracy
with
at
that.
6 a.m. last weekend. It was 2 degrees.
I know last weekend
And
was
we
cold.
It started. It drove fine, and at the end of the day, when we had first tuned it, it was 35 degrees, like super crazy humidity,
shit.
and it still ran good. So like the myths were like carburetors are the worst, this and that. Listen. The car has to be warm. Once you warmed up the car and it's ready to drive, then it's going.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
But it's like any car, like even your GTI or your Mercedes
even
or whatnot. You're not gonna put your foot to the floor until it's warm, right? So
True.
No, for sure, that's true.
That's
Good way of
true.
looking at it. No, for sure.
That's crazy.
It's a little warm
so
up.
you built it really from scratch, that car. Really
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
That's nuts.
Did you
And
put
the
it-
interior, what'd you do for the interior? I didn't ask you
So I found a set of GTX Recaros electric.
that. Okay, electric too.
And I just got them totally reupholstered.
They work?
Shout out to Cadillac
They work?
Santos. Yeah,
The
the
electric?
electric works.
That's
They're all
sick.
redone. They're all
That's cool.
GTI
Does it have
plaid.
it has the plaid interior?
Yeah,
inside?
yeah.
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
I want,
okay.
I want it to be like OEM plus.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the I find that's the
And-
best.
and-
I love
So
that.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
love
like for me, that's what I wanted. So
Like I freak out like some cars that that are overdone with wide body kits. You freak out a bit, but I find those cars that are like really
Yeah, I
OEM
love
plus.
OEM
Like you
plus.
said,
I love that.
the aero's right. Everything's with the engine makes sense. Like you took a better engine from that era. I love that. I find it so much better in the end, and they always I don't know the build's always for me better,
Cleaner,
but
yeah. And it
cleaner
lasts
exactly cleaner too.
yeah, cleaner.
Cleaner too.
In my opinion, if someone who doesn't know too much about cars looks at your car and thinks it's stock and it isn't, it's because you did a good job.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Oh well, that's a very good job. Yeah, it's true.
So that's the goal. Win.
Did you
know?
clean up the engine bay too? Because I only saw
Yeah.
that close picture, so you have no.
Yeah, I didn't post too many pictures just yet, but well, the whole car was stripped, so even underneath the car, everything was powder coated. The axles, the tables, everything's the whole. Like it's a
We could
rotisserie.
put pictures. We put pictures. We'll show it at the same
put it.
time. So
Yeah,
we could,
perfect.
Yeah.
So the wires are all tucked.
Wires, yeah.
All you see is the
There's
engine
not
and
much
stuff?
wires showing at the end of the day. Shout out to Gab at Gab Eurosport.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? I brought my car there. It must have been 2 years ago, and this guy's a wiring genius at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
You know? You know, he's like, okay, you're gonna do it, and I'm gonna help you out. So, you know, I was like, hey, what's this green wire with the right stripe? Well, that's the high beams on the right. I'm like, okay, and the guy's
my
upstairs in the
God.
warehouse. You know, I'm like, okay, and I was, extending that wire and that's setting it there and running it through the frame so the wires didn't show. And anybody could do that. Like,
Oh, yeah,
if
if
you
you're
know the right
guided.
people
Yeah, if
you're guided.
and you're patient enough,
And you're
it's
good with
just
your hands,
it's just
obviously.
it's
You
just
have to be
time.
good
It's
with
just
your
time.
hands,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You got to be good with your hands, but at the end of the day, sometimes you'll do it once and you're like, you know what? I don't like this, and you redo it again, and the second time will be better. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Alright.
So what other builds did you have you had that
Oh,
you
listen,
like?
I've had so many. It's tough to go through all
Still
the
the
cars.
Porsche?
That I've had. Yeah, I got 996 twin turbo.
Right.
I bought
The black one?
yeah.
I think I saw a picture of it
Yeah.
on
It
Instagram.
was twin turbo?
Yeah,
Always?
yeah,
Since the day I met you?
yeah,
Really?
Is
Yeah.
it
I
911
never
turbo?
knew that.
yeah. It's come stock twin turbo.
911
But it's a
turbo,
911
right?
turbo.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't even know it was a turbo.
yeah.
Shit, I don't remember you talking about it. I didn't know it was a 911 turbo.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
car's
bought that.
ripped, eh?
It's gonna be like 10 years now that I have that car.
And it's 996, you said.
The 996 turbo. Yeah.
Oh my
So,
God,
rips,
that's
eh?
my.
yeah, man. For
fast.
sure,
I love
that's
that car.
definitely the fastest car. But at the end of the day,
And that too was OEM. You kept everything
OEM plus
There
suspension,
you go.
wheels.
See?
You know what I mean?
perfect.
Engine is just tuned and stuff, I assume? Or not
Yeah,
really?
right now only software. I got a ton of
Only
I got bigger turbos, intercoolers, all this kind of stuff put aside. Like we were supposed to build it.
That's it,
to
okay.
700, 800 horse, something around there, and I just haven't had a chance to
Is it
work on
four-wheel
it.
drive?
It's 4-wheel drive. Yeah.
They come four-wheel drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
manual
That's
I assume as
a-
well, right?
It comes.
Animal,
Listen,
man.
it's the 4.4s, 4-wheel drive,
Okay.
415 horsepower.
Yeah.
And then what else? It's
There was-
400
I heard
pound-feet of
that
torque.
before.
400 pound-feet of torque,
Yeah.
and it's room for 4 people.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
two
Room
two
for four
adults and 2
people.
midgets.
Yeah.
That's what they
those
say
back
about that.
seats are hilarious. Those back seats.
I don't even have back seats. I took that out. I got the roll bar in there now. So
Oh yeah.
You race it? You track it?
no, I was supposed to go do a few PCA events, but all my friends hound me to go. They call me they call my car a garage queen because I never drive it. But
What's
at
the
the end of the
mileage
day,
on it? I'm so
But
curious.
that's it. I remember you telling me about
it's
it.
got mileage 160 probably. So it's
So
been
you
driven.
drive it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, okay.
I've had it for 10 years, like I'm saying. So you got time to waste a lot of money in 10 years.
Yeah, that's it.
Car.
So right now, that MK1's your pride and joy.
Yeah, well, it's the latest build. It's most exciting.
That's it.
So it's pretty fun.
And you revealed it at the Liquimoly booth at Eurokracy, or was it?
So we had a nice booth, a pretty nice booth. We had Benjamin Fan, who had his
Okay.
Audi there. That
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah.
just swapped V10 by Rombotis. So that's a wicked
was on
build.
Bonus that did that?
Yeah,
Those guys
Rombotis
do
did that.
crazy
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
great
Rombotis,
as well.
man.
Yeah,
Very
they're really
good.
great guys.
Very, very
insane
good.
work.
So that was their latest build. So I was actually I was honored to have that in my booth. That was a wicked booth. And another thing I was really honored to have is I don't know if you've seen the latest engines that DM's been importing. They have
DM, you said?
DM Motorsport.
Oh, DM Motorsport.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No,
he's importing 2.5 liter VR6s turbo. They come like that stock. They're in an Atlas in Europe.
Are you serious?
So he's able to get like I don't know. They bought a container, I guess, of brand new engines. And they're actually they're swapping that in. So I had a GTI MK7 with that swapped in the booth as well, and I got best of its class as well. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. All three cars in our booth got.
I was about to say, did you win? Yeah, did you?
Best MK1, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got best MK1.
Yeah.
And that guy won best MK7.
Yeah.
Well, okay, a 2.5.
It's a VR6.
5-cylinder. No, that's a 5-cylinder or 6-cylinder.
VR6.
Oh, VR6, 5.
Six
That's
cylinder.
6.
It's 3
It's a V.
right?
Yeah.
It is there? Okay,
Yeah, 3.3.
yeah.
2.5 liters.
Well, why is it 2.5 instead of 3.2?
It's just that's. I don't know,
European
man. You'd have to ask Volkswagen that.
I'm so confused. Yeah,
But
I'm so confused.
That's
now.
the motor they put in the Atlas. I don't know, like we never got that motor here.
Okay, so it's actually the one.
So that
in
guy's
the
like
Atlas.
this guy is the only one in North America with that motor in that car. So that's for that it's pretty epic.
Is it
You know?
torquey, I assume?
I don't think they're finished like 100% building every little thing about it.
No,
Like
man,
I know the
that's
car runs, but it was like finished like the night before the show kind of thing. So I think they still got a little bit of tuning to do.
I
But
assume it
realistically,
must
they're
pull,
not going to be
I think.
running a stock turbo on that, and it's going to be
I'm very curious.
it's going to be modified. You know, it'll probably have 500-600 horse. I would imagine. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, the thing was pull.
Wow.
And the
Yeah,
sound it
seriously.
produces must be
Oh,
insane,
yeah,
like
yeah,
a full
the
turbo
VR
back.
is already-
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see it when it's finished and tuned, and the guy's driving it around.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be cool.
I also wanted to hit on because I was looking through. I always do this, like I say all the time on our podcast. I look through everyone's Instagram before they come and stuff. I saw you went to SEMA. I don't know. I've known that you went to SEMA. How do you feel about the SEMA experience?
The SEMA experience is
Because I think it's like a whole other level.
nothing's cooler in my opinion.
Exactly,
It
right?
is. Let's be realistic. I've been doing it every year since I worked for Liquimoly.
That's it.
And you know, I'd go there for free. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. Maybe get my bosses listening. But it's my favorite.
Oh, you go there for work?
Yeah.
Not free.
No,
You're working.
exactly. But at the end of the day, it's a huge week. You know, you
Apparently-
show up, you set up
That's
the
a
booth.
big week,
I'm
man.
sure it's
You
crazy.
set up the booth, and don't forget now the show's open, say from 9 to 5, for example. Well, at 9 to 5, you're working a booth, and there's a shitload of people there. So you know you have no time to go see other booths. So usually what I always do is I wake up extra early,
Go there before.
Uber in. Like I got pictures of the sunrise in the back as I'm taking pictures of cars that are parked outside because I had the vendors pass so I could get in early.
Okay,
You know, all you
okay.
do is say I'm going to set up my booth, and once you're in, they don't ask you, and then you can walk
you
the
just
whole
walk
show.
around.
So there's a few cars that have car covers on them that you can't really see, so you miss out on a few cars. But at least the cars that you do see, there's no one in your pictures. You get some good pictures.
true, eh?
You're walking around by yourself because it's a fiasco. There's so
Oh,
many
you
people
see it over there. Usually I watch, we watch vlogs or something of it, and like guys walking around just with a camera. It looks like it's hectic.
How many people
Yeah, it's crazy.
attendees there?
I don't know. I'd have to check online. I have
More
no
than
idea.
100,000
But it's
guaranteed.
listen. It's going to take you a few days to walk that whole show.
Do you know
Like,
how
it's a
many
big show.
how many vendors? Do you know around?
I don't know.
Man, there's like thousands, man. Easy, right? Thousands.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's huge, and everybody's there. Like if you're somebody, you're at SEMA at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, all those big guys.
That's
West
crazy.
Coast car, was it West Coast Customs is there. Everyone's there.
Everybody's
All
there.
those-
Everybody's there.
Those big guys are there.
Like, yeah.
Is it happening this year? With no one's here.
No, it is canceled. That
Yeah,
actually.
that's my reason why I asked that.
Super sad that it's canceled.
Is it the first time in its whole history that it's cancelled?
I think so.
I've never heard of it not
Oh,
happening.
yeah, it
so
is,
It's got to
for
be
sure.
the first. Yeah.
Gotta be.
Holy
Why else would they have canceled it?
God damn.
Honestly, that show is like everybody knows that show.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
owns garages.
And you know, at the end of the day, I know they were pushing to make it happen, and we kept getting emails and stuff. And we were talking to the people who were putting on the show. They're like, "No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." And we're like, "Wow, these guys really are really persistent." So we're like, "Yeah, if it happens, we'll be there." So we confirmed our booth, and everything was good. And then out of the blue, we got an email. Boom. It's
I
gonna be
think
canceled.
probably too many people pulled out, and
People pulled out, I think, is one thing. But don't forget, anybody internationally,
to fly
Can't
in.
even get there.
You take a month off.
Yeah, you need a month off, exactly.
and then you come back, you 2 weeks quarantine. Like,
Yeah,
don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
month
I'm ready to do 2 weeks quarantine and go to SEMA. That's not a problem for me. But the businessman that's coming from Europe, first of all, if it's older gentlemen, is you want to really go to the States, like their COVID cases are through the roof. You know what I mean? So.
You guys not gonna risk it for.
And like, come
for a
on, like,
3-day event
imagine having
or-
that many people there. Like, there's
For
going to
sure.
be COVID
For
breakouts.
sure.
It's a must, for sure.
It's a
like,
must. It's
like,
gonna happen.
so I don't know. I guess they had no choice to cancel it.
I'm sure it's because of that.
They were put in a predicament where they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I think even if they would have been open, they would have had issues. People would have probably not went after them, but probably protested and shit like that. For sure. For sure.
I don't know, man. I think they did the right decision at the end of the day.
Me too.
No, I didn't want to hear that.
Me too, but we'll see. Hopefully next year.
Hopefully we get over all this bullshit ASAP. And we get back to our normal lives.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
so you don't travel far anymore. Before you used to be in
the
States.
I haven't jumped on an airplane since this whole pandemic stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah,
so you must be weird.
Ottawa, Quebec City.
Man, every time I talk to him, he'd be somewhere else. That's why I'm so used to you.
There's a lot of traveling involved. There is,
Yeah.
In the job, I mean.
Yeah. Usually for my work, I travel every second week. So.
That's
but
cool,
it could be, but there's a lot of events, there's a lot of shows, there's a lot of going to work on road with other reps, you know what I mean? Like we've done.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, this.
Are you the only rep in Quebec?
In Quebec, I am, yeah.
You're the whole Quebec?
Yeah.
So every single shop has to go through you?
Well, we don't sell the product. We sell through distribution. So what we do is I take care of anything that if I can help the guy with any of his marketing, we promote the product, especially
racks and stuff,
product
like,
trainings and stuff like that. Setups.
Sure.
If you got a new customer that brings the oil in and okay, I'm gonna do some drums. Okay, well I need a pump on that drum. Yeah. You know what I mean? So so we take care as much as the logistics part of that as possible. So our distributor could just sell the product and get going. And we're doing a great job. Honestly, we're growing.
Well, remember like when we used to have even car shows and stuff like that, we used to give out some Liquimoly merch and stuff like that. That's basically that helps even your booth. Let's say people just come to it just for a sticker. Let's say just like people come to pick up the sticker. Don't get me wrong.
We had that Liquimoly thing where we had all the jugs.
The jugs, the rack, the regular racks, the 5-liter jugs on them and stuff. Yeah, we brought that. The collapsible thing that you put together. Yeah,
the plastic
stuff like that. That's all him. The freaking tents. You forgot the tent.
Yeah, the tent, the Liquimoly.
It was all him.
My knee went from my backyard.
And at the end of the day, it's product. Like the more the people see the logo,
of course, it's marketing.
The more they get used to seeing it,
and the logo is very prominent. Like it's true. It's a known.
Yeah, the logo is pretty cool.
On F1, man, I find it stands out over everything. I don't know if it's because I know Liquimoly, but I know all the other stuff, so I find that.
I'm happy I'm not the only one that gets excited when I see that.
No, I really.
Or someone drives in the street and they have that big square logo on their back window.
They just left Eurokracy. That's what that means.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love seeing that. Like they have it.
It's true. Eh?
I really do stand behind not to. I know, like obviously you work for them and stuff, but like not to sound like a product placement.
We're not sponsored.
I actually
There's no sponsorships here. We're talking the truth. It's the truth.
Like seriously, I actually do stand by like the oil, like what it stands for in the product. Like I actually do. Well, I can speak on his behalf as well. I think it's very. I don't know, man. It's like you use that and use something else.
Like I said, when something is good, you just have to use it and shut up, and that's it. It talks for itself.
Honestly, and you asked me earlier, like, hey, how come you started working for Liquimoly? Well, I was selling the product. I was working for a distributor. And I was selling the product
more than anything else.
Well, that was like my
bread and butter.
That's the one I like.
When you like, when you like something, it's easier to sell.
You don't necessarily make the most money selling oil because obviously margins. All these shops are trying to shop and get a better deal.
Yeah, oil is very hard.
It's like tires, right? But at the end of the day, that's what I like to sell. I love the brand. I tried it. It worked so well. I was like, I love working with Liquimoly. And every year they do a contest and stuff. And 1 year I won $1,000 gift card and put a radio in the Porsche. The radio's in the Porsche. I won with a gift card because when I was working for a distributor. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, another year, the winner went to the 24 Hours of Daytona. They were racing. Liquimoly was racing a Porsche out there with Team Eichsler out of Germany. I won that. Went to spend 3 or 4 days in Daytona for the 24 hours for the Rolex 24. That's crazy. That's epic. You know what I mean? So that was and going to Rolex 24. That's something that.
Special.
Probably never.
It's special, again. And you know who the true fan is, because when it's 10 o'clock at night and there's not too many fans, all the ones that are there are the true fans, and that's when it's the craziest. The cars are coming in the corner, the brakes are red, flames coming out the back. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Show. It's true, eh?
So can you stay there the whole 24 hours?
You could, but
have you done it?
I went back to the hotel. I slept 4 hours maybe, and I came back. Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
I probably stayed till like midnight, and I was back there
at one point.
6 a.m.
And people are still, I assume, still there and stuff, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
There has to be some crazy people.
There's for sure
that stay
people
open
that
for
go different
hours.
times, and that's it. Right?
Especially the guys who are in the teams at the end of the day. You know, they're always on standby and stuff, and there's so many things that happen throughout the
so
night.
cool, man.
The Rolex 24 is definitely an experience. If you guys
Where
get a
is
chance to
that,
check it out. Daytona International Speedway.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
all right. Okay.
So it's pretty cool. I couldn't imagine what Le Mans is. Le Mans is
All
definitely
of
on my
mine will
bucket
be
list.
another level. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that
another
must
level.
be insane.
Yeah,
The Le Mans cars racing, the sound they must produce.
yeah, it's freaking amazing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. So long story short, I work for Liquimoly, and you know what I mean. We're going to do these events. You know, I told the guys, I'm like, guys, what are you doing? Like your catalog is this thick. You got all these cool products, and you know what I mean. When you go to a 24-hour Daytona race, well, they're gonna pull you aside for a couple hours, and they'll give you, you know, just a quick overview of all the new products coming and this and that. And oh, well, this was good, but you can't get it in Canada. Why? Well, labels. Oh yeah, what about this? Well, yeah, that's not available for Canada either. Why? Because of labels. I'm like, guys, if you had a guy selling Liquimoly out there, we could sell it way more. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, whatever. So, long story short, with time, well, they hired one of my best friends, Lenny, who was working at Vancouver. Not long after that, I was hired as well, and we started working. And I think, listen, I think you started seeing a lot more Liquimoly. Put it this way. That's when we started bringing in drums and stuff, and shops started buying it, and that was the beginning of.
Something good.
Something good for sure, yeah.
Every time if I go to a shop, like when I used to go to a shop, and if they have oil drums of Liquimoly, I was like, okay, you feel a bit more reassured. You're like,
right,
this guy actually, he looked into his shit. He's not cheap. You know,
it's not cheap. Exactly, 100%. You know.
Even did you ever see the barrels?
Yeah, of course.
You saw the element? Okay, you saw them.
Yeah, of course.
With the logo and everything. It looks so cool. It's so what we do at every end of every episode, because it's already an hour that we're talking.
Really, eh?
Hit an hour. Right? It's
Wow.
it passes so
Feels
fast.
like 10 minutes.
I know, that's what I was
The
saying.
last one was 2
crazy.
hours and 15 minutes. I felt like we were talking for half an hour.
It's crazy. It's
We
crazy.
could talk forever.
So we always have a question that we ask. What is it?
So at the end of the podcast, we always ask the guest, your 5-car dream garage.
Okay.
Okay. There is no limit, like price-wise and stuff.
But we ask for it to be like realistic, you know, like not one of one
It's
cars.
got to be
only.
realistic.
Somewhat realistic, like not one of one cars only.
What's your dream car garage? But it has to be realistic. Is that it?
Some sort of how do you
realistic mean like if there's only one car in the world, the guy who has it probably not gonna let it go.
Yeah, I get that.
Right?
Okay.
like what's that stupid car that we always freaking use as an example? My God, someone used it as the one car garage. It's one of one, literally one of one. It's my God, I can't think of it. Anyways, it's like those cars that are one of one that like you said,
it doesn't exist.
we'll never get it.
Yeah,
like, you know
I
what
get
I mean?
that.
So,
yeah.
But if you want to say like a Pagani Herrera, like it's fine.
yeah, it's possible. If you have the money, you'll buy it.
I hope you get that car. You know what I mean? Like that's.
If you get that car, you come see me at
for
least.
Sure. For sure.
We'll pull Liquimoly into
For
the
sure.
AMG engine. All right.
So yeah,
go.
what's
You're
your?
So, 5 cars, you said?
Yeah, 5 cars. Could be trucks too if you want trucks, like anything.
Well, I have a question for you. Are you allowed to leaving cars outside of your garage?
No.
Come on, you know
it's
what I mean?
closed.
5
That's
isn't
it.
enough.
5
5 isn't
I
enough.
know.
5 is not enough.
5 isn't enough.
That's what makes it
5
hard.
That's
what makes it hard. The question, because if we do 10, then it's okay.
You know what I mean?
5 is a hard one. I know. That's
Because
why.
then if it's you're only allowed 5 cars, then you have to have a daily in there, and that you gotta screw
Right,
everything up.
there
You
you go.
agree with me?
Daily, your truck, if you want a truck, if you want something.
So I have to have a daily in there.
Sentimental.
Okay, so listen, GT3 RS for the track.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
on my list.
yeah. That's it.
991.2.
Full warranty, beat it. Brakes, drop it off the dealer, end of story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then let's say 993 twin turbo.
That's my.
You're a Porsche guy, eh?
That's my favorite
A
car.
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. That was in my garage too.
Yeah?
I won't lie.
Alright.
Yeah, that's my
Alright.
favorite car.
Alright.
That's my favorite
GT2
car.
993, I assume.
No, GT3.
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 Yeah,
I think the GT3 for the track is
993 though, right? You said? What did you say before? 993?
So.
No, 993 was a turbo.
GT3 RS,
The
brand
new
new one,
ones, yeah.
and then a 996, a 993 turbo.
993
I'm sorry.
turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Okay, sorry.
Lots of the air cooled.
yes,
Last
turbo.
air
Okay.
cooled
Classic
engine.
one, yeah. In
So
black.
that was gonna be 2, and then you have to have a Ferrari in there
I
somewhere.
thought it was gonna be another Porsche. It's just gonna be a Porsche.
No, you have to have a Ferrari somewhere. Do you agree with me?
I do agree with you.
I don't know.
So, I don't know,
I had
like-
one. I had one.
It's
I don't think I picked it Ferrari.
I did.
Is an F40 too much for you guys?
No, because I chose a LaFerrari.
Okay,
So.
there we go.
Yeah.
But you see, I'm an older guy, so I do the F40.
I chose F40 and that because
You got them both in your garage. All right.
Because F40 is just that car of us. Well, my growing up was F40 versus Diablo. I don't know, like that was my era. The 90s of that.
The 90s, yeah. Really
so you have to have one of those in your.
For sure.
Okay, so Ferrari F40. Okay.
So we're up to number 3, and then at the end of the day, you need classic muscle.
I like that. You see, I had that too.
So just because my dad used to race a '69 Camaro before he had me,
69.
I actually got stolen out of our driveway when I was born. But long story short, '69 Camaro,
SS.
fully built, black with topped out in the back, like a
325
something
in the
that you
back.
can't really drive daily at all, but just
Some big ass
something,
three,
something crazy. You know what I mean?
365s in the back.
Yeah. You know, you start it costs $20 every time you turn the key. That one of those things, you know, where you can smoke the tires. You need one of those.
Yeah, you have
classic
to.
muscle.
You have to.
So now I'm already at 4. So the last one's got to be a daily.
See, it's a hard question, isn't it?
It's a hard
I say just have a car parked outside and then I get something else. Like since I'm a true VW guy, like maybe a Mark 1 with a real Oettinger Mark 1. Or that's that goes in your category, or that's kind of be like one of because there's not too many of. But you know, something like that, or I don't know, maybe a Rally Golf Mark 2, something special like that.
I like the choices.
Yeah. They're different. They're
I like
different.
the choices.
They're different.
I like the choices.
I was thinking an Audi Quattro.
Yeah, I
was thinking that. I don't know why.
An Audi Quattro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Audi Quattro is parked in the snowbank outside, and it's a wagon. Just saying.
It's a wagon, too.
Because that's the daily. The dog jumps in there and everything like that. Dogs don't jump in any other car, you know.
It's true. It's true.
And then you need a pickup to pull all these cars, plus a trailer.
Yeah, there you go, eh? There you go.
And what pickup do you need? You need what the Shelby?
A Raptor or a
Raptor
6x6 G-Wagon. That's what I picked.
Oh yeah, that's smart. If you have to have a daily,
Yep. I put 6x6
There's a few of those in Montreal. Hey, I've seen a couple.
So there's actually 2. I'll give you a quick background story of them. There's actually 2 that are they were here anyways, not here anymore, and they were imported by Toys Auto Art.
Yeah.
I should even know who he is. Abo.
Yep.
These cars were actually plated Montana.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually
both
legal
of them,
to be here. So they can't actually be plated. Yeah, both of them. So they cannot be plated Quebec
because
they don't pass inspections and emissions.
Yeah,
exactly.
they always have something. With
the only way they could get here is on a showroom license. So you can't do more. I think it's more like 800 or 1,000 kilometers on them.
Oh, that's what I work.
Before they have to go back to where they're plated or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why they don't hear no more. I got to drive one of them.
Which one?
The matte black one with the red interior.
Okay, I didn't see that one. Because he's had quite a few.
You had a white one?
Yeah.
So the white one was actually black, but it was wrapped.
Oh, he wrapped it. I thought they were two.
No, so the white one is the black one wrapped, and then there's a matte black one with a red interior, and the white one has a blue interior, which was initially gloss black before. So there's actually only 2 that came. Yeah.
Shit. It's got to be crazy to drive.
Oh, they're insane. I was driving it.
You drive it in the streets or like just?
I drove in the parking lot.
Okay.
The streets It's not my car. I don't want to touch it. It's also worth like 3 million American.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you know, you're gonna drive that thing. It's made to drive through the mud, but you're not gonna drive it through the mud, you know, because it's like unless you're really too
Dan
rich.
Balzerian
They came from what I understand, from Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
They came from the
there you
Emirates.
go.
Yep.
So
Where else?
probably it was driven in the sand.
That's perfect for there. For there, that truck is perfect.
But the people that own that,
even then, you don't see that really daily driven.
No,
you know what I mean?
I would think.
Honestly, the first time I ever saw him was in the Emirates in Dubai.
Oh, they're big.
I have a buddy of mine who actually had one.
They're all there.
In a showroom, and he was selling it for $1 million US back in the day. So it gives you an example of how much that.
$3 million.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine it.
American.
Tripled in price. Like who would have thought that truck $1 million would be worth
crazy?
I think it was only 70 something made.
Yeah.
Less than 100 of them made, and only one per.
Less than 100 made.
2016.
Wow, we had 2 years.
Just goes to show you, if you want to make money, maybe just buying the right car is better than putting your money in a stock.
Like a 993 turbo. Is that like a good?
Well, when you said 993,
993 turbo, you know the problem with that is like, will it go up in value? Probably.
Well,
but
I'll give
still,
an example.
The biggest jump is already done. So like you need to find the next thing.
Yes,
you need to find the next thing.
Well, now like
now
was the
you're
Murcielago.
You're right.
The
Murcielago, forget it.
Okay.
The manual one.
Yeah.
There's only 27 of them that exist.
Oh really?
In the world. So like, I'm not sure if you follow like the YouTube community or whatever, but there's a guy named Liqui.
Oh, no.
Have you ever seen his videos?
It tells me something.
Where they're sitting down and they're telling you stories. Anyways, the guy used to be a salesman for Lamborghini and Aston Martin and stuff. And he was there when the Lamborghinis were coming out manual. So the last gens of LP640, so I think it's 08 and 09. Because the
08, yeah, 08.
It's 08, 09. Yeah. And they only made 27 of them that were manual coupes.
Okay.
And I think they made like 11 Roadsters or something like that.
Okay.
And anyways, they became popular on YouTube. And all these YouTube guys like started buying.
But I was supposed to say DD, those guys DDE or whatever. He has one.
Yes.
But it's not a Roadster.
It's a coupe. But they he was saying 5 years ago they were worth like 130, 140, 150 for a stick one. Now try buying one, you're almost at 400K.
Holy
even one with a horrible Carfax and history.
Imagine
and
that.
Is that why that guy drives the shit out of that car and he doesn't give a shit?
But that's the real Lamborghini, Anthony. That's the real deal. That's
exactly.
That's
it's
what
the last of the car before Volkswagen took over to make it event.
Oh, that too.
There
It's
you go.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's the last. So that and the Gallardo is the first Volkswagen Audi car.
Yeah.
But the Murcielago is the last car before the.
I love the
The
Murcielago.
transition.
And Murcielago is the one with the doors that open up at the end of the day, not like a Gallardo.
Not like a Gallardo.
So like that's why I say it's like the real one. Like
those ones have the nice vents that open.
that's
too.
what took over for the Diablo.
Exactly.
It's actually built on the same platform.
Oh really?
Yeah, Murcielago, Diablo, and Revington, they're all made on the same chassis.
I had a Murcielago.
Revington too.
Revington is a Murcielago. It's the same car.
Same thing.
Nice.
Same
Just
engine and
looks
everything.
like
Just
That's a
you
freaking dirty car,
Yeah.
man. I've
You ever seen one?
Yeah, I've seen
I've
a few
never seen
actually.
one.
I've never seen
Seen
one.
a few. When you go to Denver, it's
They're all there, man.
Yeah, there's
The cars are all
They
there.
look mean. Like it looks.
I've been to a lot of Formula One events in, especially in Dubai or Abu
there's
Dhabi.
all kinds of
And the first year we went was the first year that they had a Formula One race. I was there, and it was just like everybody who was someone in the world
You went
was
to the
there.
track?
I was at the track.
How
I was at
sick
the
is the
race.
track?
It's crazy.
Like every time I watch it, I freak out. I find I freak out every time I watch that race. Remember I showed you last time the race? I just freak out.
In real life, it's even
must be
crazier.
insane, eh?
You know, at the end of the day, it's just that it's very different out there. Like you're in the middle of the desert, right? So yeah, it doesn't rain very often, but your car's always dusty, for example, because you're in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you get to that, it's just so much. It's so impressive. It's so there, and then you drive out, and you're in your desert for 20 minutes before you get to the city. You know what I mean?
my God,
and everything's all
weird.
man-made islands and stuff. It's really
It's a different world.
interesting.
it's a different world. Is
Really?
the best way to say it.
Yeah.
And if you want to feel far, you go there. You know, you drive around, and at the end of the day, you'll feel poor, especially during Formula One time, because
Everybody's there.
and then you drive around in the city, and then you'll see people who have less money, but speak the language, you don't understand everything, and all the signs are in Arabic. So if you want to feel far, it's a good place to go.
It's a good.
Abu Dhabi for sure.
I would love to go there.
Me too.
I would love to go there.
Fight Island or something.
It'd be one place to go. I would go there.
Yeah, you go there for a few weeks. You can go to Dubai. They're about an hour and a half drive.
Yeah,
Between
you went. You said right to Dubai.
Yeah. So it's pretty nice.
The car culture there is something different.
Yeah, it's money, man.
I feel like all the cars that are made in Europe or whatever, like all the high dollar ones, they all get shipped there.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Because if you go, I'm very like a car YouTube type of guy. I love watching YouTube videos on cars and stuff. And like people like they videotape themselves going into the showrooms.
Oh yeah.
And they're showing the showroom. You're like,
The car's there first too.
There's like an F1 chilling there, like a McLaren F1. There's a LaFerrari next to it. There's a Murcielago right next to it.
The back with a Diablo.
There's an Aventador SV, like just chilling there, like a 6x6. There's a Brabus Maybach. You're like, I've never seen this in my life.
There's a bunch of dealerships out there that specialize in that, and they're in Dubai, and you know what I mean?
Because
they
that's
have
all
all
the
these
cash is.
super rare cars and this and that, and even if the buyers in the States, they end up buying it through them, and
But like it wouldn't work here.
It wouldn't work.
There's that, like you said, it's a different world.
Yeah, but they're also the emissions are different. The European cars pass. They're like
it's perfect for them.
Like the Brabus cars, for example, they can't come here. They don't pass emissions at all. Have you ever seen a Brabus car on a dyno? The thing is like 800 horsepower. Like there's no chance of passing Canada. It will get flagged right away.
Yeah.
So where do they end up? There, right? So I don't know. I love Brabus. I thought use that as an example, but like just to say,
it's a very good example.
Yeah, Brabus is awesome. In Germany as well.
With this Mercedes, that's all he talks about. That's all it is.
I did not
have to shove in Audi and Volvo a little bit.
There you go.
I drove Volkswagen. I love Volkswagen too.
Yeah.
My next one's gonna be another Volkswagen. I think a Golf R.
The Golf R is pretty tough to beat.
I love that.
For the money.
For the money and drivability wise.
That thing freaking fast.
I almost got one on auction the other day.
For real?
I was so close.
What color?
It was black. At 17 though, but it was manual.
Oh, manual.
Of course. I'm not getting it.
You're not gonna get a DSG?
It should be quicker, but which one's gonna give you a bigger smile?
The manual.
100%.
My GTI was manual.
I wish my S3 came in freaking manual, man.
Well, the Golf R is the S3.
Yeah, I know, but why didn't you make the S3 with the manual? That's what pissed me off. That's the one thing that pissed me off, but whatever. DSG is fun though.
Or RS3.
Expensive. Too expensive.
You see those cars with bolt-ons?
Oh,
that's
yes.
like a quarter-mile car.
Oh,
the guy who works there just had a stage 2 tuner. It was a 560 horsepower.
Yeah, but
Unitronic Stage 2.
just
The car was stock. All I had was a
and they
software
take
tool.
beatings. They take beatings. Like Unitronic is Unitronic that's one of the fastest, or APR? Yo, it's like an 8.9 or something like that.
Okay.
8.9, a little like
5-cylinder.
but like you said, it's bolt-ons.
That's crazy. Like, think about it.
It's that car's insane.
But it's too expensive. Like they sold 70 grand on the used market for RS3. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well,
they're retaining their value.
Exactly.
That's one of those cars. If you buy them new. You know, Golf R, they made so many now that you can actually probably get a decent deal.
Used like a 2016, if you want like 60,000 kilometers, like 26k, almost 30,000 for a good condition one. Like, well, that's pretty reasonable.
Because brand new, I find.
And you look at the States. The States, they stopped getting the Golf. You know that, eh?
Yeah.
You could only get
There's
an R
no
now.
more Golf in the States.
No, I think did they make the
Even
GTI?
here. Yeah, GTI and Golf R is only.
GTI and Golf R. No more regular Golf.
No more regular Golf.
Serious?
They weren't selling enough. They just stopped it.
Serious?
Imagine
I
that.
know that.
I wouldn't imagine.
In Canada?
When I learned that, I couldn't believe
In
it.
Canada as well?
No, Canada, we still get the Golf.
We're getting them.
Yeah,
They're very popular here, the
good.
Golf.
Golf, e-Golf, GTI,
They're
R,
popular,
we got
the
a raise.
Golf,
Yeah.
Yeah, but in America, nobody wants little hatchbacks.
That's the thing.
People want big ass
Well, you
cars
know,
there.
you travel.
And you know what? That's where the whole world changed for an old guy like me who's seen it back in the day, you know? Like, back in the day, you are who you are because of your car, you know? What do you got? You know, you have your Mercedes, you got your GTI, and you know, you put lower suspension and wheels and exhaust, and okay, you know, that's you, that's your car, you built that car. Today, the newer generation, they don't build cars like that. I just want a Mercedes, I want a Benz, I want a Cayenne, you know what I mean? Like, everybody, you know what I mean, wants to, like, you know, and I think it's because of social media, especially, you know, like everybody's trying to be somebody that they're not, you know, at the end of the day.
Just watch
a
video clip or just watch like anything like that.
You know, and that's why I don't really share too many pictures of my Porsche, you know. People are like, oh, guys got a Porsche, whatever. Like, dude, I got a Porsche because I'm a car guy, not because I want to show off. So I don't put any pictures anywhere. And that's, you know, I have just as much fun, if more fun, probably driving my Rabbit, because my Rabbit I can actually beat on, and you're not going, you know, 260 on the highway at the end of the day, because the Porsche is so quick. If you start ripping it, you're going, it's too fast.
It's a different beast.
Where, you know, exactly.
Because even like that car, you can't put, like, I remember when I used to work at Volks dealer, like these guys with MK6s, stage 3 plus, like they had everything on that car. But like you touch the pedal and you're just spinning. You're in third still, you're still spinning.
Especially
it's not worth it. That's what I'm saying. The guy could have the best tires, even. It's still gonna spin. That much horsepower on a front wheel drive car that weighs nothing. You're gonna spin.
And that's what you need to go for.
And that's why you need to go for. Or you build the car right, like not too much horsepower. Like yours, you're not too much horsepower. You get the right, you know. I don't know. Red high, like you said.
Balance.
Exactly, balance.
I got a question for the Golf R, and then this would be a question for Volkswagen. Why don't you import a two-door version of the Golf R?
They did, though.
And
did they not?
I never saw a two-door version. We never got that in Canada.
MK6.
Yeah, MK6, but not after that.
MK6 Golf R
two-door. I've seen one, a blue one, here.
Oh, really?
I used to live in the East End. It's the only one I've ever seen.
I don't know if it was...
I don't know if it's a real Golf R or it was swapped out. There's so many guys who
put the body kits on there.
I don't know.
I had the wheels and everything.
But to my knowledge, there's never been a two-door Golf R. And like, if you're going to buy one of those cars, why would you want to have four doors? Not everyone has a family. Like, I get they give the option, but...
Don't they not even have sunroofs? Yeah, they don't have sunroofs.
In Europe, you get a sunroof.
GTI you could, but R you can't. Why?
I don't know.
Like if I'd be getting a Golf R, you want to top of the line.
Those are good questions.
Does your R32 have a sunroof?
Yes.
Yes, it has a sunroof.
The MK4.
Even MK5 has a sunroof.
Yeah. Even MK6 has a sunroof. MK6 has a sunroof.
They do.
Golf R MK6 has a sunroof.
Yeah. But I don't understand.
I wonder if a Golf Rally back in the Mark II, if that had a sunroof.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Not sure.
Speaking of the sunroof, my GTI had a panel sunroof. Okay, worst fucking
That's
thing
what I have now.
ever.
Yeah,
when it's closed. When it's closed.
Squeaking.
When it's
the
closed.
car flexed. I drove a 2019 Golf R MK7.5, brand new, DSG. The car is so much more solid. When you're going up a driveway and stuff, like the back.
The
GTIs
have issues with
the car. Is so like solid. My GTI, I love the car. Don't get me wrong, but you can feel that there was a flex.
Yeah, you feel it. Like when you're going off. Like when you're coming in at parking or something.
Like, maybe we answer our own questions. That's why I don't put it in a Golf R.
Maybe.
And don't forget, if you look at the TCR version, which is their race.
The GTR one?
GTR.
Yeah, GTR.
Exactly. TCR?
TCR, yeah, excuse me.
But it's built on a GTR platform.
Yeah, and it's four-door. You know that. All those doors are four-door.
Yeah, they're four-door. No, they're four-door.
TCRs are all four-door. Yeah, and you open the second door in the back, and you have the roll cage. You have the big serial number on the roll cage. Yeah. Pretty badass car. But
sick car.
Maybe it's for rigidity. You know?
Maybe.
last thing before we end this podcast. The European MK7s GTIs. Do you ever see the racing seats they have inside?
No.
No? I'll show you after when we're finished.
Well, because they have actually a club sport version.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
the Club Sport seats.
Okay.
Have you seen them? They're super
Yeah.
and they see GTI in them.
It's like a Recaro racing seat
get
with
these seats from.
money. That's all it costs.
Hey, man. Exactly.
You can't find them.
You'll find anything.
You can't find them.
You'll find them.
You got your computer in front of you,
Can't find them.
and you like going on it because you told me before, and you need money.
Yeah.
It's like Massimo said.
Whatever.
You can find
you
anything
can't
you
find
want.
them. They'll pop up.
Why can't you get them in Canada? They're insane.
Because you're trying to just get that car. Just trying to get that car.
You can't get Club Sport in Canada.
Well, there you go. And then try to get. What are you gonna get the interior? How are you gonna get the interior?
It's imported.
No, but how are you gonna get the interior? How do you usually get
You
interior?
can find if you know the right person in Germany.
For sure, in Germany you'll find. But I'm saying, it's so rare. First of all, the car is rare. There's no one taking out fucking seats and throwing them. Like, you know what I mean? Like S3, S4s that you have that.
But you have guys like that that are going to say, okay, you know what? This is going to become a race car now. Yeah. We're stripping it down. We're putting race seats in it. We're going to put it in a roll cage. This is going to be a race car. And they're taking it next level, and that's where you're going to find an interior. But you're going to pay for it, you know?
Or
smashed,
yeah.
So those are your options.
So before we end it, we have to mention we're having a little giveaway.
Yeah.
With Liquimoly. So
one of the things fell here, but it's right here.
Basically, all the things you see in front of you will be there. He has some other stickers for you. There's a cap, lanyard, all the stuff there. Some cool stuff. Cool.
Yeah, basically we got a swag pack.
Yeah, exactly, swag pack.
Yeah. But
we have one of our T-shirts are going in there, and what the best thing is what he gave us and offered us was basically an oil change with some additives for your for the winners.
We didn't bring any oils over here today because whoever wins, we don't know if
everyone's different,
gas, a diesel, if you're driving, you know what I mean, a Japanese car, a German car. So obviously, depending on what you're driving, you need different oil.
100%.
But we're going to give you an oil change with Ceratec. If you got an older version car, then you got an MOS2, which is a bit better for an older version car. Fuel additives as well.
Wow, there you go.
That's a pretty good giveaway.
That's a pretty good swag pack with an oil change. That's very good. And basically, what you guys would have to do, we're gonna post it on our Instagram how to do it. So basically, we wanted to follow your Facebook, the Liquimoly Facebook. We're gonna put everything in our post. So basically, you have to like their Facebook, like our Instagram or Facebook, like the picture, like always, share. All the info will be there. We're gonna choose a winner, and then after we'll be in contact with the winner, and
we'll ship it out.
You got the swag, and we'll go bring it to them, and that's it. Yeah. So it's thank you very much.
No,
we appreciate it
for tuning in.
No, we appreciate that you came through and that you obviously even brought us some goodies, and we really appreciate it, man.
I hope someone's gonna profit of it, and hopefully it'll be someone who's never tried it before, because at the end
I
of
hope
the day,
so too.
Once you try it, you become a believer, as you previously said.
And I hope that's exactly what I hope happens. I really hope someone who wins is someone who doesn't know this stuff.
Everybody needs Liquimoly in their car, especially driving a Volkswagen.
All right, so thanks guys, and we'll be back next week, right?
Let's do it.
Thank you.